Oh dear, I didn't do that very well, did I? Oh, my head is all over the place. First time back since being in the UK. The first week, it was very had jet lag. Second week had head cold. This week I've got the same. I felt good yesterday, so booked in to do the live, and this morning I woke up feeling pretty crappy. So I'm going to actually go through some of that today, because I've got my books. So I have got my books on The Body is a Barometer of the Soul by Annette Noontil, who is an Australian author. And I have got Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. The reason why I'm going to bring these up, oops, I better check out the comments. Sorry, there's comments there. Good morning from India. Good morning. Now, again, I've got this head cold, so I wanted to get an understanding, or this sinus happening. I wanted to get an understanding of what it means in the spiritual side. Now, physically, what I've got is a lot of congestion in the head, obviously in the nasal passages, in that area. It's catching in the back of my throat. Obviously, it's draining somewhere and it's coming through the back of my throat. And of course, it's making me feel a bit sick because it's all going into my stomach. So knowing that, and this other book, I do care. So that's all the physical symptoms. But I wanted to have a look at the other symptoms of it. And it's a little bit of an eye-opener when we start looking at these sort of sides to it. Because with the body as a barometer of the soul, when I start looking at, hay fever or allergies, it says who or what is annoying or aggravating you, being emotional and not in your true feelings. You could be allergic to yourself and aggravated with what you are doing or not doing for yourself. You have not set boundaries for yourself. Now, that's an allergy. Now, that sort of makes a little bit of sense, because after being away in the UK, I've come back with this sort of little bit of a different attitude. And I need to be more in tune with me, not in tune with everyone else. So that sort of makes a little bit more sense, and I'm going to be more mindful of that. The other aspect when we look at it too is like a headache. Now, when I look at headaches from this one, it says holding on to old limitations, not seeing good in anything, thinking you are better than anyone else. Now, that's a bit of a slap in the face, but we can get like that. I can get to the stage where I think, well, I'm doing enough meditation, I'm doing enough this, I'm doing enough that. And we sort of get this false sense of ego. I'm not doing enough. I need to do more for myself, not necessarily for the business. And that's what I tend to focus on. Now, Louise Hay's in You Can Heal Your Life says about hay fever or allergies is emotional congestion. Yes, that certainly feels like it. Fear of the calendar. Not sure of that one. A belief in persecution and guilt. Now, again, I can look at those and I can go through those and get an understanding of what it is and what I'm looking at. And it's definitely, there's things there that are local, that are small, that are annoying me, that I need to let go. And I need to start talking about them, expressing how I feel, rather than just bottling it all up, which is what I've been doing. So that's my side of it. And I do apologize for my funny voice. But this week, when we start to look at our moon cycles, we have a look at, we're in the full moon now, which means we're into the waning gibbous. And that is where the moonlight obviously is decreasing. When the moonlight starts to decrease, the soil starts to absorb that energy. And so the energy is drawn down. The growth of the plants are reduced. And so if you were sowing in the crop, when I used to do a lot of moon crops, when I had my 90-acre organic crop farm, I would grow by the moon. And so this week I would be putting in root crops. That's what I would be sowing. So carrots, potatoes, garlic, anything that grows underground. So they're all your root crops. Anything that you wanted, you would plant at the moment, anything that you wanted to have that lovely secure root ball too. So if you had, say, a fruit tree and you had it in a pot, this week is a great time to actually put it into the ground so it can, and the roots can then grow, and you can establish that. Or if you are repotting, great time to repot this week, because you're helping those roots adjust to the changes. For our goals, it's all about direction, and we need to be very grounded in our goals this week. So when we look at direction and our goals, the first thing I want to do is do a general reading. So I will get my little phone out and get my little random number picker. There it is, my little random number picker. Make sure it's on the right numbers. And I do apologize for being late this morning too. Okay, so if you want a flower reading, pick a number between 1 and 100 and I will get you a flower reading. Here's our random one for, hang on, it always goes to 49 to start with. Number 5. So number 5 this week, I will share the image. Share screen, window. Okay, so this is number 5. So this is all about being grounded this week. We're looking at our direction goals. Direction goals for this week, when you're focusing on those, when we look at this image, it is all about this group. So when we're looking at a direction, look at the benefits of it being in a group form. Excuse me. We're going to look at the goals. So it's all about how you can create the goals that are beneficial for the group situation, not necessarily as an individual, more as a group situation. So have a look at that area this week. That's for everyone. Working with a group to find your direction, working with a group so you're all on the same path, or working with a group that is going to support you in your direction and where you want to go. It could also mean just asking like-minded people too. I know my direction has started to change coming back from the UK. I've got an understanding that the world, like, who gets this? The world survived without me posting on Facebook every day. How did that work? So it means that I can start to adjust the way I look at my business, the direction I want to go. And I'm focusing now more on the workshops because I really enjoy that one-on-one or that group situation where we're working with workshops. And that's what this is sort of saying. If that's my direction, that's what I want to focus on. And we look at it, it's a clump of flowers, it's a group of flowers, it's like a workshop. And for me, that's sort of going, okay, it's just reiterating how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that's what I want to focus on. And this flower image, and I picked it randomly, this flower image is telling me, yes, I'm on the right path to do that. Start to look at how we can work that in a group and how you can do that. Now, if you want a flower reading, all you need to do is pick a number between 1 and 100, and I can bring up a flower image for you. Now, I am quickly going to do, there's a couple of people that usually pop in and say hello, and they may not be here because I've been slack and I was late this morning. Last week, I just didn't feel up to it. So there is somebody watching now. Now, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to give you this number just so I can keep going with the reading. It's number 28. So let me show you what number 28 looks like. It looks like this. We're talking about direction this week. Whoops. Hang on. Let me remove that one and do this one here. Oops. Here is your share screen. Number 28. Oh, she's gone anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay. Sorry. Number 28. And we're looking at, again, direction. I think I might call it quits after this one because I've just had enough. This is your intuitive flower about direction, and this one is really, really elongated. So this one's really making sure that whatever your direction is, you need to be really mindful and focused on it. It's a masculine style flower. It's very upright. It's very elongated. Even the flowers coming out of it are the same. So similar to like the bird of paradise, it's very, very directed, very, very pointed. This flower isn't as pointed as the bird of paradise. It is softer on softer layers, but you still need to know where you're going and what you're doing. It's still very, very important that you do follow this area. You are mindful that what you're doing is where you're going, because it's too easy to get soft and fluffy and go externally. Whereas this one's saying, no, be more mindful. You can still be soft. Like you look at these flowers. You look at the areas that this is the true flower. This is more of the sepals, but you look at those and they are a little bit more softer. They are rounder. So each step can be soft, But the goal itself has to be very, very targeted, has to be on track. So pick your goal, get an understanding of it, and then put those things into action, put those areas into action. So that is yours. That's it. I'm not doing any more. No one's there. It's real cool. In fact, I'm actually really going to decide whether I will do this anymore. I don't feel like I'm getting, I wanted to get it out there so people could understand what flower reading was about. I don't feel I'm getting that. And so I'm questioning whether this is viable or not, whether this is what I need to do. And because I've been sick for the last couple of weeks or something's going on, it's almost like, no, I'm not supposed to be doing this. So again, and I'm looking at direction. If you are watching this, if you do watch the replay later, if you want to put some comments down underneath, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I really don't feel that this is where I need to be going anymore. I am looking at doing something different. But what are your thoughts? Are you enjoying it? Is this where I should be? Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for putting up with my funny throat and for me being late. If you want to connect with me, you know how to do that. I've got to go. My head's not doing it. Okay, bye for now.